Hello YouTube, back once again with my Last Man on Earth reviews, and here are with Season 3 premiere. Yes, we've made it to the third season, General Breast Theme with the Cobras. What a weird title, but, yeah, and all I can say, this was an amazing way to start Season 3. I do feel with Last Man on Earth, like, the best episodes are always the first episode, an episode they do in the middle to really shake things up, and then the finale are always their best episodes. Like, usually just the only time the show is like the show does become somewhat problematic during like its middle portions, but when it's being like really plot focused, it's great. And this was a great episode of Last Man on Earth. The episode starts on like season 2 that picks up like 3 months of where the last episode left off. This one picked up just immediately where the last season left off with Will Forte just like staring through the binoculars and seeing the man on the boat. They name him. I can't remember his name. I'm just calling him the man on the boat the rest of this episode. He just he's coming to shore with two guys with machine guns, and they're all in hazmat suits. They all have machine guns, and at first it's a very funny scene of just them like just playing to like they're just screaming and playing to just drive away in terror, and then they realize that Todd's car is blocking all of them, and they can't find his Mr. T car keys. That was really funny, and there's also like a really funny joke in which they just decided, okay, we're gonna have to hide and defend ourselves, in which Carol runs by Melissa, who's still in the stocks from the season 2 finale, and she's just like, Carol, what's going on? Just like, there's some guys invading us, and then she's like, well, let me out. I like help. Let me help. And then Chris Shaw's just like, okay, Melissa, but promise, did you learn your lesson about not firing off weapons dangerously? And she's like, yes, I did. And even though it's an obvious joke, just the moment she gets let out of this talk, she just grabs a shotgun. I did like the touch that the shotgun was in her boots that Carol gave her for Christmas. I thought that was a really funny touch. But anyway, so the people on the boat, they come in, and as soon as it gets caught and one of them is being held up to gunpoint, Jerry Jones shows up with a shotgun and points it at them, and this led to the single best moment of the episode, in which one of the people on the boat just like turns their gun toward Jerry Jones, and that's all the reason Jerry Jones needs to fire her weapon, and she just kills the guy. And I was like, oh god, I was like, yes, show me who the two actors are, because you still haven't seen who the two new actors are of the show. And what is some guy, I don't know what he's from, but when they took off the mask of the other guy, like most people online have been like screaming online just like how excited this got them. I was like cheering and I was like screaming and cheering like when this happened. When they took off the mask to reveal it was John Hamm, I was just like, oh my god, it's John Hamm, because it's January Jones killing John Hamm. It was Betty killing Dawn. This is how Mad Men should have ended. This would have been the greatest thing ever if Mad Men ended this way. But and that's just amazing. And apparently, according to online, like Will Forte, like when he asked John Hamm to appear for the episode for that 1 minute cameo, like he did not pick up at all that like the Mad Men connection, and like someone actually had to tell them. Like everyone like else picked it up. Like I remember like both like John Hamm and Jerry Jones were ecstatic to do this scene, but yeah. Apparently Will Forte didn't pick that up at all when he asked John Hamm. So that is one of the most happy coincidences in probably television history. That was amazing. It was Betty Draper killing Don Draper. That's amazing. But anyways, it was still really funny though. Just see, even though I couldn't hear all of John Hamm's like it's those two pieces going, oh my god. I did find it really funny. We were just like when he's just bleeding out, he's just like, we weren't gonna hurt you. We came in peace, and then he just dies. It's just then just cuts to them doing a funeral for him, and just with Gail playing her accordion. I thought that was really funny. And anyway, it's from there, the rest of the episode, it's the gang deciding on whether they should let these two new guys, the guy from the boat and one of the new guys, I don't know, some I don't know how to describe him, just some guy. I didn't really like the line though when they're just talking about asking like them like what did they do like before the apocalypse, and just one of them's like, oh, I was a surgeon, and then Erica's like, oh, that's great because me and Carol were pregnant, and it's just like, oh no, I wasn't a human surgeon, I was a tree surgeon. I thought that was a really funny line. But anyway, then from there, it was your pretty typical Last Man on Earth stuff. There was some funny lines, nothing great, nothing amazing though. It was just basically, it was just the rest of the game being weirded out by the guy on the boat while Will Forte just is the only one who like warms up to him. The guy from the boat had a few good lines, especially how he started hating on Gale, like just like when he was like, Gale, I made you these pants. It's just like it's like all these like really disturbing picture drawings of Gale's on a pair of jeans that made me really laugh. And when he finally takes off his hazmat suit, just like, I can finally touch things again, like couch and lamp and Gale, and she's like, no, don't do that. I thought that was really funny. Carol had a really good line, and when Carol had some good lines. She had a really funny line when they're going up to the house, and she's just like giving the two guys from the boat a tour, and then she's just like, this is the path to get up to the house. Oh, you probably already knew that after you stormed our house earlier this morning. Just in Kristen Shaw's upbeat attitude, that really made me laugh. Any other really good lines before the finale? Before how the episode ended? No, that's basically it. It was kind of so basically, even though the middle stretch of this episode wasn't the best, the ending was really great. Just because you're just waiting for like to see, like, I assume this would take a few episodes. It only took one episode. You're just waiting from the moment that Phil is talking to the guy from the boat. He just says, yeah, I ran into this guy named Mike, and then Wolf was like, I have a brother who just died who is named Mike, and you're just, I really liked how just Will Forte was instantly like, wait, do you think it was the same Mike? I like Will Forte was like, well, you know, Mike's a very common name. It's probably, there's no way it's the same Mike. That really made me laugh. But as soon as the guy on the boat sees Will Forte's family picture and realizes it is the same Mike, he goes ballistic, and He goes complete ballistic, and he's about to shoot all of them. That was actually a really intense scene. Just when he says he's pointing a gun around Will Ford, he's like, "What do you want me to shoot first, your face or your heart?" I was like, Jesus Christ, this is pretty dark for Last Man on Earth. This is actually really intense. And then when he actually does try to shoot Phil. Like, he does like fire the gun, but thankfully out of bullets, so Will Forte survives. But this was my one other real problem with this episode. Like, after that though, they all just like scream and like run away, and I'm like, why don't you just tackle the gun? There's 7 of you, like, there's 1 of him, just tackle the gun. His gun doesn't have bullets in it anymore, you do realize. And so I thought that was kind of weird. Oh, also though, for a plus to the new cast member, the other guy, the less crazy one on the boat, I didn't really like the line when they were just asking, the rest of the gang is asking him about the guy on the boat, and then he's just like, he's completely nice and fine. He's not around me right now, is he? I thought that was really funny. Then he's just like, yeah, he's crazy. Like, dude, why didn't you tell us that? I thought that was really funny. Anything else to really happen this? Yeah, so I did find it weird. Why didn't they just tackle the guy? Anyway, I give it a pass because I thought the ending was so funny. Because they bring this up earlier. It is an interesting thought in which just they're just trying to tell Will Forte, like, dude, this guy's killed a man, and then like trying to convince Will Forte that the guy on the boat's like crazy, and Will Forte's like, to be fair, like, and he points to like, points to like Melissa, like, you killed someone. He points to Karis, like, you've killed someone. Points to Gale, and to be fair, can you really blame? Did Gale really kill someone? Like, does that count? I don't count that, but whatever. Gale, you've killed someone, and so my only thought is, I must imagine the season must end with everyone else killing one person. The fact that this is brought up, especially with the last shot of the episode, with them all running to the car, into Todd's car, all jumping into it, and then it is a creepy scene when you see the guy from the boat like standing like in the middle of the road, like with his shotgun, and when they put their headlights on, it illuminate him. And then I was just like, my God, if you don't do what you should do right now, and they do, I was very happy. And when Todd just hits the gas and just runs right over the guy, and it was really funny just seeing them all screaming, and Todd just like, I just killed someone. That was hilarious. That had me cracking up. So, great episode. A great way to start season 3 of Last Man on Earth. Yeah, great episode. Really good comedy. It was actually pretty intense, and my God, it was Betty killing Don Draper. I mean, that's would have instantly. The rest of this episode could have just been like the most standard affair ever. I would still say this episode was great just because of that one scene, but no, the whole episode was great around it. So this was an amazing episode. Just by far the highlight. It was Betty killing Don Draper. I will also say this though: is Melissa becoming a sociopath? Because like, they even bring this up, like they're like, Melissa, like, shouldn't like she be like reeling like for the fact she's just like killed someone, and just Melissa's like, no, I'm fine. Like, it doesn't faze me at all. Like, is Melissa gonna become a sociopath this season? Like, maybe. She clearly started losing her mind in the second season a bit, but anyway, though, like I said, though, great episode, great way to start the season 3 of Last Man on Earth. Good comedy. It was actually pretty intense, and it was Don killing Betty. I mean, not Betty killing Don. It was Jerry Jones shooting John Hamm. That was so amazing. After all the Mad Men references, like, or at least I assumed in season 2, with all the scenes of like Melissa like smoking a cigarette or looking like doing something like wearing sunglasses and holding a shotgun. I'm like, oh, that's such a great reference to Mad Men. Just to see ended with Melissa shooting her husband. That was amazing. So amazing way to start season 3. YouTube, as always, please subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Okay, bye.